Alright, so I am going to be drawing an artwork here based upon the book If the Dinosaurs Came Back, and I am going to do this. Now, I would normally never tell you to do this, but for this project, we're going to do this with a black marker, and we're not even going to use a pencil first. So we're going to be a little dangerous here. Here we go. So in the book, there's a lot of different pictures. I'm going to focus on drawing buildings like a city. And so when you draw a building, the first kind of shape that comes to my head is a rectangle shape. So I'm just going to start, right? I'm not doing a pencil first. Oh my goodness, here I go. So I'm going to make kind of a tall building. See? It is a rectangle. Now inside of this rectangle, you want to draw all the little shapes that you would see inside. So you're going to need a door to the building. So for me, I'm going to do an arched line, curved line. I'm going to repeat that line. Straight line, and then I do two little ovals on either side to show doorknobs. And then for windows, you can make rectangles or squares and draw a line that goes top to bottom and a line side to side. And you are going to determine how many windows you put in your building. Usually big tall buildings have a lot of windows. Alright, so I'm going to draw another building, and I'm going to this line is already drawn for me, so I don't really need to draw another line. So I'm just going to make a line that goes across, and I'm going to make another rectangle, but this rectangle is just a little shorter. And I'm going to draw the insides of this building. So this one I'm going to make it look a little different from this one. So you kind of want each building to be its own thing. Now for this building, I am making very long and skinny French fry rectangles and putting lines here to show kind of different types of windows that I might see in a building. Now if I want to draw another taller building, I would start next to this building here, and I just started a little on top of it and I went up. And this one's going to be a skinny building. And I can change the top, so if I want to add a triangle top to this one, I could do that. And I'm going to put some zigzag lines there. For these windows, I'm drawing a rectangle, and it's kind of longer and skinnier, doing the crisscross plus sign in the middle, and then I'm drawing a little rectangle underneath to show kind of like a window box. So now I still want to fill my entire paper with buildings. So I'm kind of going to run out of space, and that's okay. But for this one, I'm going to draw just half of the building, and the rest of it's just going to fall off the other side of the paper. These windows, I'm going to make them like arches and give them window boxes. For these, I'm going to draw a straight line here at the top and then do the plus sign. Right now, if you make a mistake, because we're not doing this with pencil, if you make a mistake, you just have to figure out how to fix it, okay? So this is a good project for us to learn from our mistakes and kind of go with the flow. Go with the flow. Here I did a triangle top, and this building I wanted it to look like it was kind of behind these other buildings, and I did bouncy lines around the edge. I drew a circle for the clock, and now I'm just drawing lines to go across it. I think I'm going to put one more building here on this side. Great, so if you like what you created, you can leave it like that. I think I want to color in some of my designs all black, and I might want to add just a few more little lines here and there. So my cityscape is complete, doing all of that with Sharpie. Next, I need to create my dinosaur. Alright, so now I am going to be making my dinosaur. Now what you need to know is you don't want to make this too little. Alright, so you're going to have to check in with your teacher to make sure your size is good. So we practiced on how to draw a dinosaur. Remember, we start with an oval shape. And you're going to draw this with a pencil. So when I start drawing my dinosaur, I have to remember, like, I need space for the head, space for the tail. And I actually messed up, so I'm going to flip over and use the back. If you mess up on the back as well, then you just use your eraser to help you. Alright, so I drew it with a pencil. Very similar to what you see on my dry erase board. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it with a Sharpie. Now what I want you to notice, it's kind of hard to tell on the camera, but you can see I did draw my oval with the pencil. I just didn't outline parts of the oval with the pencil. I just went around the outside. So like on my practice drawing here, the lines that I did not draw was this line right here where the head meets the neck. And this line right here where the neck meets the body. This line right here where the body meets the tail. So it looks like it's all connected. And if you wanted to, you could even erase the tops of where the body meet the feet. Alright, but I needed that oval to help me draw, so I'm just going to erase on my pencil now. And I'm going to add some ovals here on the body. And then just for fun, I'm going to add some more triangles up in these zigzag lines. Now your dinosaur does not have to have these zigzag lines. If you know you are not so good at cutting things out, I would not do these zigzag lines. I would keep your dinosaur smooth, like this one right here, because we're going to cut this out. Alright, scissors, treat them nicely and safely. Thumb goes in the little opening, fingers go in the big opening. I like to leave my pointer finger out. And I am going to cut my dinosaur out. Now I still want to see my black outline, so I'm going to do my best to stay on the outside of the black line. Now, because I know all these zigzags are going to be really hard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of cross and come back to them later. Recycle your scraps once you are finished with it all. So now I'm going back into the spots that are a little harder to get to. Alright, there's my dinosaur. He's so cute. And now I'm going to get my drawing back in front of me that I did with all the Sharpie, and I'm going to lay my dinosaur somewhere on this drawing. So parts of your buildings are going to get covered up from our dinosaur, but that's okay because it's going to be a beautiful piece of artwork. So I flip my dinosaur over, and I get my glue bottle or my glue stick, and I'm going to make a frame of glue around. So remember, you don't want it directly on the edge. You want to come in from the edge a little bit, but I'm going to go around the entire shape. You don't want too many puddles. Look how it's just a line. Like I drew a line around the whole shape, and then I'm going to draw a little wiggly line in the middle to give the middle some glue. Carefully pick it up with your fingertips. Flip it over and place it where you want to place it. You can tilt him if you want to tilt him. However you want it. So I think I'll tilt mine just a little bit. Press down. Make sure everything is flat on the paper. And voila! You've made a beautiful artwork based on the book If the Dinosaurs Came Back. And we would need to let this dry on the drying rack And you are complete.